All right. It is Saturday night. It's time for Saturday Paint Night Live with me, Luba Carlson. I am super excited for this hummingbirds that we're going to be painting tonight. So I'm just going to wait for this to go live and make sure that I have everybody on. Gonna take a couple of minutes. I'm just gonna make sure that um, live is showing. Okay, it should be. Yep, all good. Wonderful. I can see you guys. I hope you can see me. So say hello. If you're already here, say hello. I need to jump in quick and see. I have. Hmm. Okay, hold on. I have somebody asking me what supplies they need for the painting. They probably didn't see the link. Is in the event. Okay, so in the event, in the description, also I think it should be in the description of this live, you can find the link, direct link to download the supplies and to download your tracer if you need it. So I'm clicking real quick through my website to put the direct link in the comments, which I forgot to do. I usually already have it ready for you, but not today. Okay, where are we? Here we are. Hi, Cynthia, welcome. So here is the direct link to download Tracer. You can download your Tracer and you can download your supply list. Now, I am just going to show you real quick what I'm going to be using tonight because I'm not using DecoArt Americana tonight. I'm using professional paints. They are a lot of fun to use. So let's start with that. So I have violet. Okay, hold on. Let me just take a. Okay, I have a violet. I have a cerulean blue, which is for your ocean blue. Mauve pale, which is a different kind of purple. I have a couple of greens. I have a bright red, a bright orange, a bright yellow, black and white. And I guess that's it. That's pretty much all that we're going to be using. Oh my, okay, my dog stole my towel. Come here, dog. Come here. Good boy, drop it. Okay. He steals towels and brings them back to me, and he thinks that he's going to get a treat for that. Hi, Michelle from New York. Welcome, welcome. Okay, how's everybody doing? How's everything? Here in Texas, we have an Arctic storm, which is so weird. Like, it's the first time ever we have such a long spell of cold weather. And we might have some technical issues, okay? So if I'm not expecting it, but just if I lose power and lose internet, you guys stay on, like give me maybe 5-10 minutes to come back and figure it out, because if I am not back in 5 to 10 minutes, please know that I will make a recording for you guys and I will post it on this page and it will be available on my YouTube channel. So even if we do lose connection, I will still be able to make sure that you guys have access to this painting so that you're not like halfway, okay? So just give me a couple of days and I will have that done. All right. So here is a quick, this is what we're painting tonight. Isn't he gorgeous? He's so cute. So I just went with this quote here that we had, but you guys can put whatever quote you like. Also, if you want to use different colors, go ahead and use different colors. The only thing that I want to bring your attention to is that if you guys going to use different colors, maybe print out, or maybe you have one of these, it's a color wheel, and just make sure that you're using colors from both warm and cold group. If you put warm and cold together, they create the contrast, and this is what makes this bird pop, right? So just to give you a quick look at this, is that the ocean blue is cold, the violet is warmer because it has more red in it, and then like the yellow green is colder color, and then orange is a warmer color, so that you can have an idea of what we're doing. All right, well, let's begin. Let's start painting. I did not recommend and I did not ask you guys to paint your background black because most of the paints we use are pretty translucent and transparent. So black is very hard to cover. So we're gonna paint it on white, and then we're gonna create the black background, and then we're gonna put the quote on. I do hope you guys have your like a hair dryer or something to help the black dry very well before you put the quote on, especially if you're gonna use a tracer. Okay, enough talking, right? Let's paint. So turn on some music. I'm not playing music because everybody's taste is different. Not everybody likes what I like. So you guys listen to your own music. I think this would work even better. I am going to start, and I'm gonna put some orange and some bright yellow. In my case, it's going to be mid-yellow. So I'm going to put some mid-yellow and some orange on my paper plate. And I'm going to start painting this cuteness. Cuteness overload. Absolutely. Okay, and I'm going to use my filbert. It has rounded corners, so it makes it easier to go around. So the first step, we're just going to put some orange paint in the center of the wings and the part of the belly. So this is not like a super complicated painting per se, but you want to follow certain steps. You want to make sure that you put certain colors on top of certain colors to make them pop. And here we want colors to dry for the most part before we put the next color on, so our colors don't start blending in and getting muddy, because there is a lot of color, and if you mix a lot of color together, like we all know what's going to happen, right? That's going to get muddy and yucky, and that's not good. Okay, so just dampen your brush, grab some orange, paint in the middle of the bird's tummy. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Do not overthink it. We're just going to be adding lots of layers on top of each other, and it's all going to work together. Okay, the tummy, and we're gonna, so I'm working in my mixed media, it's my mixed media pad. I just ran out of space keeping all the canvases. I just can't keep all the canvases that I paint, so I just don't have room for them. So I'm painting on these. This is very satisfying also, you know. But if you're painting on the canvas, that's great. But why I'm telling you this is because you might have noticed that like my wings are a little bit more extended. It's because my pad is a little bit bigger than 16 by 20. Okay. Okay. If you have any questions, Feel free to ask if anything. Okay. So see how you just want to go dab, dab, dab on the wings like this. Just a dab, dab, dab. Okay. Okay. Wipe. Rinse out your brush. Or maybe not. You know what? No, don't rinse it out. Don't rinse it out. Just wipe it down on your paper towel. Just make it dry. Now grab a little bit of water and grab that yellow, and the yellow goes on top of this orange. Like that. Just a little bit. And then we're gonna rinse that brush just like this. Okay? Okay, and now rinse the brush. Pat it on your paper towel, pat, and then just get some more yellow and fill in the top of this wing, both wings. So do not worry that you go over outlines, out of lines, because we're gonna make a black outline later, and the black is gonna cover it all. So yeah, so if you're getting out of lines, do not worry. Hi, friend. Yeah, this is okay. I'm happy to see you because I see you pretty much every time I paint, but I have no idea how to say your name because I don't know what language it is and I don't read it. Could you like maybe spell it or like, you know, put phonics on there so I know how to say your name? Okay, so this is being streamed to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So all my free content goes to YouTube. So yeah. Hi, Sue from Minnesota. Welcome. So let me find my quick link. Hold on. Here's my YouTube link. So if you like to paint, everything goes on this channel here. There we go. And it might be easier to catch or find something on YouTube rather than trying to find something going between the two things that I do on Facebook. All right, so we got the yellow on top. Now we're gonna use a liner brush and bright ocean blue. So we're gonna rinse this out. Definitely let me know if I'm going too fast. I feel like it should be okay because the size of my art project is a little bit bigger, so it should allow you extra time to work on yours. Okay, so okay, liner brush. I have a number 4. I think number 6 would work also. And we're gonna outline the bird's tummy on the bottom over here. Okay, and then we're gonna go all the way up on the beak, and the beak, and the head, and then the back. So we're outlining like that part. the body and the beak. Okay, using bright blue. Okay, so my paint is quite thick, as you can see. It's like, oh, it's hard to see the color here, huh? It's like sour cream thick. So I'm adding quite a bit of water to it so that it would glide on my surface instead of going in blobs. But then at some point I'm gonna need it to go in blobs, so it's all good. All right, so I'm gonna rest my hand with my pinky. So my pinky goes on the paper where it's dry, like this. So this is my kind of anchor. And then I'm just gonna trace around. And I'm not gonna worry too much about the line over here because that's gonna get covered with black. So do not obsess, okay? Now this, I'm gonna outline the beak. Now, if your brush had gotten this messy, do you see how messy my brush is? What you want to do is you want to go back to your paint and you want to roll your brush and pull it out. So you kind of roll and pull, and it cleans up your brush and it brings your paint back to the tips of your bristles so that you can paint nice. And also, if it got messy, you can just do the same thing, just roll gently on the paper towel without taking much paint off, just kind of clean up the part that your hand is on. Okay, I have Sue from Minnesota and I have Michelle from New York. That sounds cold. What's going on where you are, ladies? Is it cold there? Like how cold? Are you also getting this crazy Arctic thing that we're getting? Because I'm scared to think. The promise says that it's gonna be that it's gonna be 2 degrees on Tuesday. And even though I grew up in Ukraine and like I'm used to this, kind of, right? Have lived in Texas for 11 years now, so you know, so kind of used to this. But what worries me is that our plants are not used to this. Our houses are not used to this. It's just crazy. So yeah, how's winter where you are at? Okay, and I'm gonna connect over here with, it's like a bridge, like this. I don't know why, I am not sure. Did I not trace it with a tracer? Did I just miss it? Or did I not have that line? But pretty much the whole outline of the hummingbird should be bright blue right now. So go ahead and rinse out your brush very well. Just give it a nice swish in the water. Okay. So we're gonna use the number 6 round for this because it's gonna go easier. Where's my number 6 round? Hold on. Number 6 round. It's slightly bigger than number 4, but it will make things go a little bit easier. So I'm gonna put red and violet together on my paper plate next to each other. Grace! Hi, Grace! Grace, I hope you keep it warm. All right. So I'm gonna use mostly red right now, and I'll see if I wanna add violet right away. Probably not. So wet your brush, kind of take the extra water out, and see how it goes. So I'm gonna go for my bright red mostly, bright red, and we're gonna work on the wings now. So I'm filling up with bright red, and then I'm gonna grab a tiny dot of violet, and I'm gonna go on the top of the wings, just the tops, and I'm gonna use these kind of strokes from the top to bottom, just like that, like pretend it's feathers. See what I'm doing? Refill, maybe a little bit more violet. You see how violet kind of gives it a little bit more interest to this. So yeah, I do not want to cover more violet. I do not want, and I'm gonna add another row right underneath. It's not my goal to cover the yellow. Yeah, so we want some yellow. Oh no, her patio is covered in ice. Not even going out there. Oh girl, be careful. Just be careful. Okay. Now we're gonna rinse out the brush because I wanted more red. I want more red than violet on my brush. And I'm gonna grab more red. And we're gonna do the same thing for the other wing. It doesn't have to be completely symmetrical. Just try to keep it a little bit close, right? Okay, starting at the top, like that. Just dab, 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 dab. You're adding feathers. You do not want to go back and kind of, make it all flat. You want texture and you want different colors on this. I'm rinsing my brush because I want more red on this again. More red. And I'm gonna go and add a little bit more red to this. There, like that. And I'm gonna go back to the first wing that I painted the top of it. And I'm gonna add some more red on top of this. See, I waited for it to dry a little so that the colors do not blend together, okay? I totally forgot to take you guys through my whole spiel of how we're gonna do these things. So normally, and I think this is how we do it today, we're gonna paint for an hour. So I'm on Central Time, so we're gonna paint until 8 o'clock. And then we're gonna take a 5 minutes break. I think it's good to like stretch out and get up and, if you need to do something. And then we'll come back and we'll paint again. All right? Please do know that your painting is gonna look bad before it looks good. So please do not judge. Do not judge. Do not compare. Just do your own thing and have fun. So that's pretty much it. And I really like to play trivia game while we're painting, and it's for bragging rights. So Googling is allowed. If you would like to Google, that's fine. So let me see who would get this one and who would get the first point. What London station do trains for Paris leave from? What London station do trains for Paris leave from? So the first person that I see their answer in my feed gets the bragging point. All right, so the top of the wings are done, and now I'm gonna use this same red paint. I'm gonna paint the rest of the wings red, and I'm gonna add a little bit of violet to it, maybe. So let's start with just red and see how it goes. Okay, there we go. Do not obsess over it. Just put the paint on and move on. Just maybe try not to put any red on that blue. But if that happened, grab a damp paper towel or a baby wipe and just wipe it down, because your blue should be dry by now. And Grace, no. Okay, just kind of going around that beak so that I don't. Yep, I put a little bit on, so I'm just going to wipe it down. I just use my finger. But you don't, again, baby wipe is a good thing to have around when you're working with paints, right? Okay. All right, here we go. And just paint, 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 paint the rest of the wings red. So see how I just simply trace those curves and I simply paint in them. It doesn't need to be perfect, absolutely not. And you can just paint in it. And this is kind of a base, your base coat, your base texture. So do not overthink it, it's all good. Just kind of try and keep up with what color goes next. Okay. There. Okay, I'm moving on to the other wing. My brush got awful messy, so I'm just gonna clean it with my paper towel. Okay, and I'm gonna paint the other wing. So here's how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna paint the bottom first. So it kind of gives me this outline. And then I'm just gonna fill it in. Do not worry about going out of the outline a little bit. It's all good. There. Okay. Just add more feather-like texture. You know what, Grace? Now I'm thinking, you said Paddington Station, and I'm thinking, you know what? What if you're right? Because my trivia set is very old. So maybe they've changed it, and maybe you're correct. Okay, just so. Okay, that looks pretty bright already, doesn't it? Okay. So our next step, we're gonna put the same red color onto the tail feathers, but I'm gonna use this red color and I'm just gonna add a little bit of that violet again. Right? Well, Google probably knows better right now. Like Google is our new standard of knowledge, right? All right, so let's paint. Let's paint the tail feathers. Same way, I'm just gonna tracing the other feather, and then I'm gonna fill it in. You do not want to make it all like together. Here, let's see the thing. So see, they're kind of separate from each other. Oh, I got the camera backwards. Okay, so they're kind of separate and together, kind of look. All right. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just filling it in. Bright red. I know I said I was gonna put purple on it, but I don't know. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. So let's see how it goes, shall we? Okay. I really like painting bright colors when it's yucky and dreary outside. It really helps with the mood. Just adding a little bit of bright, juicy colors. I think it even has a name. I think they call it color therapy, but I might be wrong. But it definitely improves my mood. Hope it helps you with yours if you need it. So if you're like myself, stuck inside for the next few days, or for weather, or maybe there is the pandemic, something rather going on, I have free resources. There is a series of paintings that I did for winter break. There's 6 paintings that you can just follow along. They're not complicated at all. So if you would like to do that, you can find it on my page. Um, yes, okay, so the tail feathers are done. I'm gonna rinse out my brush. I'm also teaching, it's called Paint Along Monday. It's for beginners. And so there is quite a few, excuse me, there is a few things already there that, here it's pretty easy to find. It's on the banner now. So if you would like to check that out. Last week, well, it's actually this week, this Monday, my boys and I, we painted galaxies, and it was messy, but it was so much fun. And what they came up with, like their artwork, and it is so pretty. I framed it already, and it's going on the wall. And it's like, if you follow the steps, right, like it is so easy to do, and that comes out gorgeous every time. Just make sure to use the warm and the cool colors, like I told you before. And yeah, so you might want to check that one out, especially if there's nothing to do and you need a project. All right. So, okay. So what I want to do now, I want to use my this same brush, the size 6 round brush, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of violet, put it over to the side of my paper plate, and I'm gonna get a little bit more water in it. This color is very intense. Okay, more water. Ah, okay. And so I'm going to use this very, very wet paint, and I'm going to add a little bit of interest to my wings, okay? So I'm just going to go like this, just add a little bit of darker, maybe, because this is a little bit too red. I want it to not be this red. If you like what you have, you know, by all means. So I just want to add a little bit more different color here and here, because also we need contrast, right? Contrast is not only um, warm and cool. Contrast is also what am I saying? Oh my gosh, light and dark. And so this is what we're making here. We're playing off contrast of light and dark. Hi, Joe. Vancouver Island, BC. Morning. Huh. Is it Australia? Vancouver Island? I have no idea. What is it? Is it New Zealand? Where are you from? Okay. And I'm gonna add just a little bit to the sides of these, to just kind of start just to one side, okay? To just kind of start playing with colors. Okay. Now I'm gonna put some of this violet. It's gonna blob, blob, blob. Um, what do I call this? Under this like nostril thingy, right? So I'm gonna go down here and see how I'm dabbing it up under the eye, like here, like that, okay? And then I'm gonna put a little bit down like this and go down to meet the orange. And this is where I'm gonna stop. And then I'm gonna paint the rest of this. Oh, Canada, British Columbia. How is it morning in Canada? It can't be. That's, can it be morning? All right, so something like this. And I wanna bring, yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna get some of this and I'm gonna do like the tummy line over here. I'm gonna start and just go down, just like that. Just the tummy line, okay? And you kind of start with the thin and gonna grow thicker, 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 and then you're gonna bring it to nothing, okay? Like that. All right? Okay, how's everybody doing? Okay. Okay. So now what I'm gonna use is called mauve pale. You can use the lighter pink if you, I mean lighter purple if you have it. Ah, okay, Joe, that makes sense. He says morning or she, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. You say morning no matter what time it is. Okay, that makes sense. It threw me off a little bit. So now we're gonna be blobbing the paint on, okay? So we're not gonna send it out. So grab your purple and we're gonna start adding purple to the bottom of the wings, just kind of blob like this, okay? Just push your brush into it, so you kind of put the tip on and then you push it down and you go swoosh and swoosh and maybe out of the wrist, like turn your wrist, okay, to do the swoosh. And I'm gonna go back here. And the swooshes are added. I'm gonna add a little bit of this color to the bottom of the tummy to just kind of bring our colors all together, and a little bit over here for the shadow, especially if your purple was so transparent that maybe it needs a little bit more love. Okay, I'm definitely going to need more of this paint because now we're gonna do the same swoosh on the bottom of our tail feathers, but do not make it that big. Okay, so go a little bit lighter with your hand so that it's a little bit smaller because we don't have as much room here on these. You just kind of add in smileys, right? And I'm changing directions, so some of them I go, what is it, right to left, and then the others I go left to right. but it's pretty much the same. But by changing that, what I get is that some of them are thicker on one side and on the other, and then it changes. So it kind of adds this variety, kind of variation thing. So just like that. Yeah. I totally like. Do you like? Okay. I'm gonna clean my brush because it got real messy, but we're gonna keep working with the same purple. I want to put paint on the tip, just on the tip of my brush. I do not wanna, I'm not gonna do the whole swoosh kind of petal kind of stroke. I'm gonna go back to the top of the wing and I'm just gonna add dots like this. Let me see, can you guys see them? You should be able to see them. Yeah, just kind of go dot, dot, dot on the top of your wings with this color. Leave some space between them, but not too much space, just a little bit. It doesn't need too much space. Okay. Okay. Rinse out that brush and let's work on that gorgeous face a little bit more. So I wanna add, and I'm out of it, but I'm gonna add some yellow to his body. Probably some yellow, and let's just start with that, okay? So you're gonna put some yellow on your same liner brush, same number 6, okay? Nothing changed. Same number 6. See? Well, I can't figure out my camera today for some reason. Here. Okay, so we're gonna go and add some, go ahead and add some yellow on top of this orange and bring some yellow out a little bit closer to the purple, but not all the way. So I'm pretty much blobbing. I'm blobbing the paint, okay? Lots of paint goes on this. Just put it on. Okay. Okay, and now the rest of the bird, except for the eye, we're gonna paint ocean blue that we have here. The pretty blue color. Whatever white is left over here, except for the eyes. So left the eye, leave the eye alone, and just paint all around it. You can use your round brush for this. Actually, it's even better because you have more control as for where your bristles go and how it all works together. And yes, and the beak too. So everything except for the eye. Okay. And look how the blue is working together with yellow. Look, I'm bringing it all together and it's becoming green. It's becoming this pretty green. Just perfect. Perfect timing for that. Right. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit more to just kind of make it look better. And I'm gonna rinse out the brush. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you. Okay, so I had to rinse out my brush because I picked up a little bit too much green. So I'm gonna just go back and finish painting around the eye. Now, if you got into the eye area, don't worry a lot, like this kind of eyeliner thing here that goes around the eye. Don't worry about it too much. It's gonna be black. Black covers up everything. So just do not worry about it. There. So yeah, I'm just thinking, just imagine like how would the feather go? Right? So I'm just kind of adding it a little bit. All right. Okay. Cleaned my brush to make sure that all the color is off, like all the extra whatever got blended in. And now we need this thick blue, very thick blue, the ocean blue that we've been using for the body. So we're still in the same color, okay? Rinse out your brush and take off the excess of water. So just pat it dry on your paper. No, damp. Okay, obviously it can't be dry. Okay, fill up your brush, and we're gonna do the same thing as we did with purple on the wings and the tail. We're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna use the ocean blue. Okay. So first, I'm gonna go right here, and some of the dots gonna go on top of the purple, some are gonna in between. It's kind of wherever they'll sit, it's all good. Doesn't need to be anything. This is not math, okay? So don't feel like you need to be precise. This is not precision exercise. Okay? And now I'm gonna fill up my whole brush, and if it gets yucky, remember, if it gets too yucky, you go back to your paint and you roll it and pull, roll and pull, roll and pull. And this way you bring the paint to your bristles again so that it doesn't get gunky where, in the top of the brush. Okay, so again, touch, push, twist your wrist. Yeah, touch, push, refill. Nothing, um, nothing super hard. point is to add a lot of color, and that's what we're doing here. And now I'm gonna do my tail feathers, and I'm gonna remember to not push too hard because these are too big, right? They're too big. The marks that we put on the wings are too big for the tail feathers, so I'm gonna make them a little bit smaller, maybe not necessarily as round. Now look over here, I got out of line, and I'm not gonna worry about it because black goes all over it, so just have fun. This is very therapeutic. I really like this kind of this motion, the twist motion with the round brush. It's very freeing, you know. You can play with lots of colors and create lots of pretty, very pretty things by just doing this kind of thing on your canvas. Okay, let me see. Let's do one more thing. Okay, so I still have a little bit of blue left, and I'm thinking I would like to add some more accents. If you want to add some more accents to your wings, go straight ahead. Do not worry. So I'm just gonna add some here and some there, just on top of that. Remember where I added that violet? See how it all pops now? So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah. Okay. Rinse your brush. Let's have a break. It's almost 8 o'clock on my clock. So we're gonna have 5 minutes. Where are you? Here you are. Okay. 5 minutes break. So if you need to catch up on something, or you need to grab a, I don't know, a sip of water or whatever, let's do that. I'll be back in 5 minutes. And so while you have your 5 minutes, where's my mouse? I lost my mouse. Here's my mouse. I'm gonna let me hop real fast over here. So if you go to my website, lubacarlson.com, and then you click on shop, and then you go to free downloads and printables. I like that word, printables. Oh, whoopsie daisy, wrong. I did something wrong. Hold on. No. Oh dear. Okay, shop printables. I'm just grabbing the link for you guys. Copy. Paste. Okay, so I have quite a few of coloring sheets, and then some other traceables that you can use for fun. So this is my gift to you today, along with this painting, and you know. Okay, let's take a break. 5 minutes. Alrighty. Let me take that off. Okay, let's get back to this. And now we're gonna use our yellow green, and we're gonna add it to the beak and a little bit on the tummy. We're still blobbing, so your round brush, same number 6. Lots of working with this round brush today. So yeah, you're just pretty much gonna blob on the beak like that. Just up and down the beak. Now, what I'm seeing here, I am not super happy with that. That's too green, not enough, not bright. Okay. So I'm gonna go for lemon yellow. It's like a cooler yellow color. And I'm just gonna add a little bit right on top of that and hope that it will work. Okay, just right on top of this. Because I want this to be a little bit more of a highlight rather than just the color. I want this to bring that awesome beak up, out. You know what? I like this much better. Okay. Um. Okay. So I'm gonna use this lemon yellow. I'm gonna need a little bit more of it. I just put like a size of the pea on my paper plate. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Okay, so we are going to add this color, the lemon yellow, to the tummy. We're gonna play. Add it to the tummy, to the wings, and it's gonna go where the blue is. So the blue is dry now, see? This is what we're doing. Like we paint one area and then we jump to another so that it'll dry, and then we come back. So we're kind of pretty much hopping back and forth with this. So let's use this lemon yellow and go to the top of the wings first. Don't overthink it. Just add blobs of paint. And if they're too big, then, just clean up a little. Use the same brush. Okay. And then maybe some here. I think lemon yellow is one of my favorite colors because it's very interesting to me because yellow is warm, but lemon yellow is cold. And that's kind of, I love it. I just love it. Okay, I'm gonna add. So remember how we did the swirls and swooshes here? That's what we're gonna do again. Just choose where you want them to be. They can go under or they can go on top of what we already have. Either way, whatever you like, just do what you like. Okay. And since I have these blue marks there, I'm just gonna add a little bit to these blue marks here and maybe more paint here in the middle of my wing. Okay. Ooh, looks like I lost my phone connection. But you guys can still see me, right? I mean, you can still see the painting, right? Let me know, because if you can still see the painting, I don't need to be on the screen. Or I can, you know, say hi like that. Um, Maybe even can bring, yeah, that maybe is a little bit closer. Okay, more lemon yellow for the tail feathers. Okay, and then I'm gonna get whatever's left over here on my paintbrush, and I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna put it on the tummy right next to that other yellow. Just kind of add different color. Rinse out my brush. I think I know what happened with my phone. I thought I plugged it in, and it looks like it died. Did it die on me? Yes. Well, you guys, I forgot to plug in my phone. Sorry. Now you don't get to see my face. Oh well. Okay. We'll still be good. We're still rolling. The benefits of having two cameras, right? Okay. So over here, I would like to add a little bit of red to this. So I'm just gonna go and pick up some red on the same brush. I'm gonna add a little bit of red to just kind of add volume and different colors, something like that. Random. Okay, and then rinse, and maybe, yeah, let's add a little bit more orange so that our orange is not as transparent here. So a little bit more orange to the tummy, and I'm gonna bring it on to this purple and a little bit of, just to make it a little, I think it makes it look a little bit more natural. Yeah. Rinse. This is dry, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get a little bit more of this lemon yellow just on that area in the tummy, because it doesn't show very well and I want it to show more there, like that, because it looks like the orange kind of swallowed it, because orange is pretty strong color and yellow is opaque. And so you know what, okay, so remember how I told you to add your own marks to the wings? Okay, we're gonna do it again. So now you're gonna use your um, lemon yellow if you want to. If not, then don't do that, okay? And I'm just gonna add some right in between that yellow and orange when we painted it earlier. Right in between there. And then here. It's this contrast of cold or cool and warm color. So I think it just adds this kind of spot to look at, just another spot to look at. Like this bird, like you look at it, right, and it makes your eye travel from here and there and here, and it's like, whoa. All right. Okay, let's get some of that green, the lemon green, or whatever it was, yellow green. Yellow green. Let's add some more marks to the wings. On top, Just adding more color. And I'm just gonna add here and there, kind of think it's fun. I do not want a lot of it, but it's a pretty color, so I'm just gonna just throw it on, okay? Oh, look, I completely missed this area here with my lemon yellow. I'm gonna have to come back and fix that. And then some here, here, and there. And the feathers, the tail feathers, just add. So if you're ever going to paint something like this, I strongly recommend to look at your paints before you start painting and look for, where am I here? Look for this square symbol over here. Do you see the square? So if it's a white square, it means that the color has a lot of pigment in it and it won't come in so translucent. And like violet here that I have, here, this is bigger, it will show better. So violet here, see, it's kind of half and half. So it's going to be more translucent, so you will need more layers, like if you're painting it on top of other colors. So this is something good to know. Okay, clean up your brush. If you would like to add some more colors, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to put the lemon yellow over here because I kind of sort of missed that. Whoopsie daisy. And maybe add some more here. Yellow is always very transparent, so some yellow needs, like if you want brighter yellow color, it needs help. Like over here, it's very bright, and it got help from orange and the other yellow, so it got a lot of help for that to happen. Alrighty. Okay. So I think you heard me cleaning my brush. It's hard not to hear, right? Okay, so we're gonna need a little bit of white now. Don't put much yet because it'll dry. And what I'm gonna do, so I wanna add like a yellow under the eye here, but I know that yellow on top of blue is gonna make it green, and that's not what I want. So I'm gonna mask this blue with white, okay, like this. And let it dry, and then I'm gonna paint yellow on top of that. Now I'm gonna switch to my number 4 liner brush and black paint, and I'm gonna paint the outline of the eye, the eyeliner. It's not much, so you don't need a lot of paint, a lot of black yet. We'll need a lot of black later, but not now. So yeah, I'm simply loading my number 4, and I'm gonna stand because it's so much easier. This is a little bit of a reach. Now this is all wet, so like be mindful of that, okay? I'm using my pinky or the back of my hand over here, not the back, the side of my hand, to kind of find a spot where I can be. And I am just applying one stroke um, uh, so how to do that? I'm thinking here. Look, I'm gonna come much closer. So one, you're gonna make sure that your paint is flowing. Two, you're gonna use your liner brush. And see, so you start with a light, you don't push on it much. So you go light, and then you apply pressure, see how it gets wider, and then you lift, and there you go. If this is too hard, which it can be too hard, it took me a while to learn to do this. What I would do not apply a lot of pressure, just use the tip of your brush. So you just do one line and then come back, do the other line and then come back and then paint it in. Okay? I hope this helps. Okay, fill up the brush. Make sure your paint is in the tip of the brush, in your bristles, not on the top of the brush. And I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna paint the other. And I'm just following the tracer here, okay? So I'm just following the lines of the tracer. There. And we're gonna let this dry. And while it's dry, we're also gonna paint the pupil, which I did not trace for some reason. Oh well. So we're just gonna add this circle here. And you're gonna paint it black too. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and grab some more black paint. We're gonna need lots of black paint. I think if you do not want to have like completely black background, maybe adding a little bit of violet here and there, like once we're done with outlining, maybe that would help. But right now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna outline this whole bird. I'm adding a little bit of water to my black paint so that it's workable. So what you want when you do outlining and stuff like that, you want your paint to be like a heavy whipping cream consistency or like melted ice cream, not like yogurt. Mm-mm. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna go and try not to drop all of this. Oh, good. This is all dry. The heat's running in the house, so everything dries a lot faster than what I'm used to. And so I'm simply outlining everything with black. Because if we don't do that, then painting the background black is going to be very hard and it's going to take forever. So we're just gonna cut in here and do this little shortcut. And see how it doesn't matter anymore if something was not in line, right? So like that. Don't be afraid to put a little bit more pressure on your brush so that your brush gives you a maybe a thicker line. Do not be afraid of it. Okay, I'm gonna kind of stand in front of the camera now because I need to reach the other side, but we all know what we're doing. So I'm just gonna do this. And whoopsie, something felt wet. Some of that yellow is still wet. The lemon yellow on the tummy. Alright, here comes the wing. There. And oh, I was gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow for Valentine's. That one is gonna be fun, fun, fun. I really like using different media, so not necessarily paint. So I'm gonna finish this wing and around the body, and then I'm gonna show you real quick. Because my back needs a break a little. Around the body. And so my next step is going to be, I'm going to outline all those tail feathers just in a minute. Okay, hold on. By the way, this card, this heart we made on Paint Along Monday. Where is, there's lots of things that we paint on Paint Along Monday. Hold on. Oh, this is the universe that I was talking about. This we're painting on Tuesday, if you would like to join me. And this is the mixed media. I'm gonna use oh my gosh, oil pastels, and there is also the tracer and everything. So you can use markers, pens, pencils, whatever you like. We'll just get together tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central, and we'll do this together, just for fun. There isn't much that we can do right now. Like, it's not quite a good time. Okay, I'm gonna outline the feathers. Like that. And when you can't put your hand on your painting, you gotta use your shoulder, and you're kind of using your whole arm to do this. Like I don't have a place to anchor my arm, and so I use my whole arm to do this. Yeah. Or you can take it off the easel and just put it on the table to do this. Just make sure that the paints are dry so that you don't smudge anything with your hand. or your sleeve, for that matter. Okay. Sometimes longer handles on the brushes, like longer brushes, are useful for this because then you can just stand back and kind of manipulate the brush. Oh, okay, I picked up some different color. I don't need any different colors, I just need black. Okay, so while I'm with this small brush, I'm gonna paint in betweens over here. Just gonna cover these areas while I have my smaller brush. And then the rest of the painting, I'm gonna use my, I think it's a 3/4 inch. And I'm just gonna paint it all black. I'm not gonna do anything else. I do think, though, again, I do think that doing purple would be great, would look good, like a violet background, would probably look good. If it's something that you would like to do. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put a large blob of black on a different paper plate because I know that otherwise it's all gonna get messed up. And this, I have some white that I'm still gonna use. So I have this mister bottle. You can use a spray bottle for this. So if you just spray a little bit of water on your paint like that, just a little bit, okay? Don't go overboard or they will bleed all over the place. You can save your paints longer. You can also cover them up with a damp paper towel. Just don't let it touch your paint. But yeah, so here we go. I have, what is this? It says it's number 18. It's 3/4 of an inch flat. Okay, so I'm just gonna start painting this black, and I put a little bit of water next to this black that I just put on my plate here, just to make it a little bit more workable and pliable, because I do not want it. I'm not creating texture, so I don't really need that thick kind of paint. So I'm just gonna start going gently up and down. I think just keeping your strokes in the same directions would help. So if you started going, doing the up and down stroke, then just keep it consistent through the whole piece. And it will definitely look better than doing like, oh, okay, here I'm comfortable doing left and right, and here I'm gonna go on the kitty corner and whatever. And then your brush strokes, they are gonna show, and it's not gonna look so great. So decide which way you're gonna go and go for it. Okay. And just look how we add black and the colors just at you. Crazy. I want to try and paint this bird on a black background with metallics. I think I'm gonna try and do that some other time. I think that will be also a lot of fun, and it's gonna look different. But metallics are gonna be hard to paint, like for class, because of the light. Metallics are very shiny, obviously. So it would be hard to figure out how to do the light and how to show it so that you guys can see what's happening. Right? Just going up and down. Hey, kiss. Mwah. Good night. Okay. So I keep just spraying a little bit of water into my black because it's getting very thick. And I know I have more than enough paint here to paint this. So I do not want to add much more paint. Alright, so I'm just gonna, oh my gosh, okay, just clean it up a little. Okay, I was hopeful I'll be able to get through this without pulling baby wipes out, but it really didn't happen. So here we go. Oh well, it's all good. Also, I do know that I'm painting in mixed media paper, right? So paper soaks a lot of moisture out of paint. So you might not need to add that much water to yours as you paint. But again, if you have central heating on and all of that, that will dry out your work so much faster. So you're gonna have to adjust. Okay, the pretty flowers can move a little bit. Janice, you're very welcome. We are not done, by the way. If you're thinking that we're gonna put the black background and we're done, we're not done. There is highlights still. We're gonna add highlights and finish the eye. So yeah, please don't leave just yet. Okay, I'll work around my clips later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. I gotta clip it back because if I don't, then my paper goes up and down, bouncing like that. So it really helps. Okay, here we go. And I got these pads for paint parties I'm teaching. But I gotta tell you that this is my favorite. But I don't know. It's Canson mixed media. I don't know if it's. I think it's 11 by 14. Oh, that's my favorite size. It's the best size. It fits everything. It's it's big enough to paint and it's small enough to paint, so that it doesn't take too long to paint something. So I just love it. And then it all sits in one book instead of gazillion canvases, which I struggle with. Like, I don't have room for them. I don't have any room, wall space anymore. So yeah, that kind of. All right, so this needs to dry. While it's drying, let's work on the eye. Let's add some more highlights. Make sure to clean your black brush, the one that you used for your black. Oh, rinse it out real well. Don't leave your brush in the water. Just rinse it out right away. So much easier. So much easier to deal with it right away. Right? Okay. Here we are. Huh. Okay. All right, y'all. Hold on just a second. So here we go. So if you're enjoying this and you would like to give me a tip, which is obviously not required, but if you would like to, I'd really very much appreciate it. It comes towards pretty much all the funds that I get go towards like my camera, my paints, my coffee. Somehow I live on coffee. So would very much appreciate it. All right, let's move on to the eye and all of that area. Okay, so back to number 6 round brush. I'm gonna grab a little bit of that. You see how cool? Because I sprayed a little bit of water on it, I can still work this paint. So lemon yellow. Lemon yellow goes dab, dab, dab underneath the eye. I'm just gonna clean it up. Just like that. See, and it shows yellow, not green. So that's kind of what I wanted. Okay, then we're gonna need just a tiny bit of this lemon yellow and a tiny bit of the ocean blue mixed together, and that is gonna give us teal. If you put ocean blue in with your with the warm yellow, you're not gonna get teal, you're gonna get green. But we want teal for the eye. That gorgeous color. Just paint the eye. It's a little bit wet. I made it a little bit too wet. Let's pick up some. Let's pick some of that up. I put too much water in my yellow. That's why this happened. But this is good. This is good. That's where we want it. Rinse your brush very well. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna use the wrong side of my brush and I'm gonna grab a little bit of white on it. See? Just a little bit. You kind of need it neat. I want to show you this with the paintbrush. Okay, and the bigger dot goes closer to the beak onto the um, iris. Iris? Yeah, onto the, no, pupil, onto the pupil. And I'm not quite happy with that, so I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to grab some white paint on the very tip of my paintbrush. And I just want to make it bigger. Now that looks better. Just circle. That looks much better. Okay, and then, I mean, you can use the back side of the brush if you like, or you can just use the tip of your brush, of your bristles, and just add a small circle, like a small dot, right next to it. See, it kind of livens it up. Okay, now remember over here there was like a nostril, whatever spot. Okay, so I'm gonna paint that part white. I might need to go back to it and do it again. But that's okay. All right. Okay, so now you're gonna go into your blue, into your ocean blue. Just get some of it onto the tip of your brush and mix it with your white. You want very light blue, but you still want it to be blue, uh, not white. Okay. I'm adding water to mine. We are getting there. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to complete in 2 hours, but we're trying, right? Okay. So you're going to use this light blue mix on your round brush, and you're going to add this under the wings, not the full line, just a bit, just a highlight, okay? Just like that. Here and there, under the tummy, and then the other wing under, just like that. Okay. On top of the beak, top of the head. Okay. And then we're gonna go like a U shape on the tail feathers. You want to make sure you have paint on the tip of your brush, that your brush is loaded when you're doing this. If your brush is loaded, then this will be no effort. If your brush keeps drying out even before you go around one of the feathers, it means that you need to maybe thin out your paint and load your brush. Remember the twist and pull, twist and pull. Y'all, I need to tell you guys, I so appreciate all the hearts. I just noticed the love and the love and the care you're showing me. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna put some more over here so that this feather kind of stands out a little bit better. And I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna go a little bit under the eye, like this. Okay? And then I'm gonna do a U shape on the inside of the blue on the bottom of the tummy over here. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this. While this is all drying, I'm gonna go grab some of that warm yellow that we had before. Remember the warm yellow? You might need to put some more on your paper plates, especially if you're using the craft paint. It's probably dry by now because we haven't used it in a while. But I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow touch-up highlight on top of his head over here. Doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a little bit of color. And um, gonna add some more over here, some more there. It's all dry now, so we can just blob on the color as we like. And now I'm gonna go back to that paper plate that had black in it. No, I'm not, because I put the other one on top of it, did I? Oh, I do that, you know, I stack them. I can't use it anymore. Okay, I'll just use another one. Now we need just white. Just plain good old white. Not too much, like a blueberry size probably would be more than enough. And we're gonna go back to size 4. And I'm gonna pull out my size 6 out of the water. You know, do as I say, right? Don't do as I do as I say, because I also forget to um, pull my brushes out of water sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna need my white in the consistency of melted ice cream. So I just add a spray of water to it. It's a lot easier. You know, if you can invest in it, and if you paint with this kind of paints, just invest. And it's called a mister misting bottle. It was $9.99 when I got it. It's not cheap, but I use it all the time. Okay, so now the white highlights go in between. So we just did the light blue, right? So the white is going to go in between the light blue and whatever we have. So it goes right here. Okay, see how it adds? You just kind of doubling it, double it up. It's like a double highlight. Really cool. On the beak, doesn't have to be straight lines. This is very abstract. On the tummy. So the white is what tells us, like when you add white, it tells your eye where to look. This is why we add the white, like the last one here. It's gonna tell us where to look. Well, this is almost dry. This is wonderful. And only if you like it, only if you want to, you can add a little bit of white dots into that areas where you put lots of colors. If you like to add that, go ahead. Just kind of here and there. Here we are. Okay. So the next step, which is kind of the last step that we have here, is to add the quote. If you do not have white graphite paper, you can use chalk if you want to do that. You can freehand, you can use chalk, you can use like acrylic paint markers. I do not recommend using Sharpies. Sharpies will, sometimes they will kind of stay there and then peel paint because they're alcohol based. You don't want that. So let me see. Okay, I'm gonna mute for a minute. So if this is all what you wanted, you're cool, you're good. Okay. If you wanna add your quote later, absolutely. So here's what I did here. I drew lines with chalk, and then I just handwritten these. Okay. There's other options, but this is how you can add your quote. Tammy lost power. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, absolutely. Replays are always available. You can find the replay here on YouTube or whichever you're watching. You can find the replays, and all the replays go into YouTube, so it's easier to find sometimes. But yeah, we are done, you guys. So while I'm here, I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. I'm gonna wait for you guys. Let me know, do you want me to show you how to transfer the quote onto here? If you need me to show you, I will hang and I will show you. If you guys are good, then we're good. Then we're done. Okay? So I'm gonna hang a couple more minutes. Thank you so much for joining me. Come hang out with me tomorrow and draw some hearts and manifest some love, some extra love if you need it. I always need extra love. Never enough love, right? So let me see. Let me see how we're doing, and if we're good, we're good. Because it seems like we're good. So the trick with the chalk, you simply grab the piece of chalk, okay, and you flip your tracer over, and you rub chalk on it. Rub, 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 okay, and then you flip it back, and you put it in your piece, and you trace with a pencil or a pen. Try not to make lightly, make light lines, and you'll have a chalk lines that you can paint over and or trace with your marker or your brush, right? And then when it's all completely dry, You can use a baby wipe or a damp paper towel, and you can take all this chalk off. So there is that. Okay, well, I'm not getting any questions, so I'm gonna say that we're good. I'm gonna just try and put my face into it since I lost my other camera. And I'm gonna wish you a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Have a great Valentine's Day, no matter what you celebrate. Celebrate love in any way, any kind of love you have. Um, and I'll see you online some next time. All right. Have a good one. Bye bye. Okay, hold on, dude. I'm almost done. Hold on.